This video is going to irritate some people. Before we get into this video, make sure you check out lionsnationunite.com for the latest and greatest for all your, you want to get the Lions gear. You want to get your Lions love on. So go to lionsnationunite.com to get that gear and look freaking cool in the Honolulu blue and silver. lionsnationunite.com for that. This video is top 5 overrated players for the Detroit Lions currently on this roster. It's going to make a lot of people mad. First off, these players I do like. They're good players. When I mean overrated, maybe they're talked about a little bit too much and kind of bring back a reality a little bit. So that's what I mean by overrated. What they're going to be doing for this season, how much are they going to participate in games, that type of stuff. So it's not these players are bad, it's just maybe they're talked about a little bit too much. Now, hopefully that lightens the load or that I'm going to receive criticism for this video. So number 5 player that I think potentially could be overrated here is James Mitchell, the tight end that we drafted a couple years ago. This is year 3 for Mr. Mitchell, and right now, he's not looking good in OTAs and minicamp. He's slow. What I'm hearing, he may not even make the roster. Can you believe this? A guy who, I mean, we like this guy, right? We drafted him a couple years ago in round 5. He's a round 3 talent. He was injured, didn't do anything. But his speed is still really, he's the slowest of all the tight ends right now, OTAs and minicamp. And that's not something that we're going to be having on this team, right? We've talked about Mitchell potentially breaking out. It hasn't happened. I think we've seen the ceiling for him. He's slow. And that's the problem. Now, I like James Mitchell when it comes to blocking and being that Brock Wright type of tight end, right, where you're blocking, not much of a catcher, you're kind of bulldozing folks. But James Mitchell, I just don't know if he's ever going to live up to the hype, and I think he's a little bit overrated. I think year 3, he may not even make the team. It's very possible. So when you have a guy who you expected to be a contributor this year and is yet to live up to any potential, and they talk about him, I think that's overrated. So I put him as an overrated player. Now, in the comment section right now, do you think James Mitchell makes the roster? Why for yes and for no? Let us know in the comments below. Next player on my list that is overrated, and that is safety Brandon Joseph. We've heard a lot of love from Brandon Joseph in OTAs and minicamp. But whom I talked to, I was told he looks average. It's not really anything on the field that's blowing up. Yes, he's having a good camp, but it's nothing to hang your hat on. It's not like this guy is going to be some juggernaut of a safety. What we're hearing is, yeah, he's going to make the team. Probably make the team, and he's going to be a individual that, or if he doesn't make the team, make the practice squad, but he's a contributor, Brandon Joseph, and I think he does make the team. I think he does make the 53. But the way that they're talking about him, OT's minicamp, this guy's phenomenal, right? But in reality, when it comes to Brandon Joseph, he's not going to get a lot of playing time if he's on the team, unless there's injuries. Iffy, Brian Branch and Jerry Jacobs are ahead of him. CJ Moore, special teams. Brandon Joseph, he can play safety, he can play special teams. He'd probably make the team. But is he going to be a guy who we're going to be saying, oh, this guy is outstanding? I don't think so. I think he's a depth piece, a good depth piece. Not saying he's bad, not saying he's trash, but a good depth piece. Maybe a little overhyped, a little bit overrated. People think this guy's going to come on here and be a juggernaut safety and be Justin Simmons or be Ifutu Malfon was last year at the end of the year. So I just don't see that. A good player, yeah, just a little bit overrated. And I don't think that's too hard on. Another player who I think is a little bit overrated, it's a little bit different how I'm going to explain this, is Giovanni Manu, who we drafted. This is what different. I'm not saying overrated. I think if you expect this guy to play this year, that's not happening. It would have to be severe injuries. He's very raw right now. Hell of a good prospect. Huge, gigantic Hulk. And I think the future of him is extremely bright. You just got to learn to develop. He's got to develop behind some of these offensive linemen. And he's not going to be playing anytime soon. And if he does play, again, it's really bad injuries, or maybe they're using him in a special play. the extra blocker, something like that. But he's not going to be some guy that's going to blow up the season this year. It's just, I don't believe it's going to happen. He is a developmental player. Could have happened in a year or two, 100%. And I wouldn't be shocked next year I do a video of players who could break out, and Giovanni Manu's on there because he had a year of developing, because he's got all of the raw freaking athletic talent that you want in a gigantic human being like Giovanni Manu. He has that. He has skills that many people in the NFL don't have. However, he's extremely raw, and he's not good right now because he hasn't practiced or played that much at all, like even in college and compared to where over in Canada compared to what he's done over here. So it's going to be a little bit of time. So not like this guy sucks. But if you think that this guy is going to play, I do think that's incorrect. I think that's a little bit overrated for him. But he's a developmental prospect. He's going to take the Broderick Martin route that we did last year. Not a lot of playing time, a lot of learning. And maybe he could be a breakout in 2025. Let me know in the comment section right now, who is an individual or a player on this roster you think is overrated? Hell, it could be a really good player. I mean, you just say, I don't believe he's that good. It doesn't mean he's bad. It just he's not that good. He's not elite. So let me know in the comment section. My number 2 player is overrated, and that's going to be James Houston, edge/linebacker. Look, he did great as a rookie. Last year, injured. And when I look at the Lions pass rush right now, I see Joshua Pascal, Marcus Davenport, Aiden Hutchinson, John Kaminsky, Mitchell Argud, James Houston. We got some players. Some of these guys may not even... James Houston, I like him. I hope he makes team. But what I'm hearing is Argud's ahead of him. And James Houston's still struggling in many aspects of his game. I like him at 15 snaps a game, a situational pass rusher. I think that's where he thrives at, and I hope he makes team. I really do. But I don't think this guy's going to have 20 sacks or anything like that. We're talking about a situational pass rusher. Hopefully he can get like 8-9 sacks, right? Like, that would be epic. But I don't think he's going to be on the field as much as many other individuals. I think it's going to be like 15 snaps a game. And if you're thinking he's going to come out here and he's going to be Aiden Hutchinson, or I just don't think that will be the case. But darn, he did so good as a rookie. Then he got injured, so we don't know. But and even as a rookie, he didn't practice well. He wasn't great practice, but come on the field and he did a phenomenal job. Sacked galore. So I think it's just a little bit overhyped. But in all honesty, like, the sky's the limit for this player. Like, he really could. He has a really high ceiling. I just don't know if he'll get to there. Hopefully he does. We all want Houston to be a absolute beast for this defensive line. I want it. You want it. We all want it. But from what I'm hearing, it's not happening right now. What I'm hearing, it's just he's didn't practice so great. He's showing some issues, same issues. So we'll see what happens with Houston. We'll see. But we definitely need the best 53, and if he's not progressing, I don't know. Would he be a situational player his whole career, in the NFL? I mean, look, it's not a bad way to make a career in the NFL. He's got a great niche. Sack. Everybody likes sacks. So, I mean, it's a good little niche for him, but I know the Lions want more. They want more, and so that's what makes it difficult right here. My number one most overrated player. Now you guys are going to kill me. This is a fan favorite, but before you crucify me and put me on a stake, let me tell you why I think Malcolm Rodriguez is overrated. I'm going to tell you why. It has nothing to do with his ability. He's just below in the depth chart. That's really it. You got Derek Barnes and Jack Campbell and Alex Anzalone ahead of him. So for him to make a significant impact defensively, I don't think he's going to jump those guys. So you're going to see him play defense, but there's many dudes ahead of him right now. Offense, he's played some of that. I don't know if he's going to get a whole lot of that this year. Special teams, he's really good. I like him. I like Malcolm. I hope he's on the team for a long time. But I think people think, when we draft this guy, everyone said this is the green dot. This is the guy that's going to solve all the Lions linebackers' problems. And it didn't occur. We draft Jack Campbell, and Derek Barnes blows up. Malcolm Rodriguez falls in the depth chart. Okay, that's what happened, and it's not bad. Malcolm Rodriguez, good linebacker. This is just what happens when you have a fantastic roster. In this case, a really good linebacker room. Yeah, I never thought this guy was going to be the middle linebacker for 10 years. But a decent player, yeah, I think he could be a really decent player. He's a round 6 pick, and he's going to be on this team hopefully for a while if he wants to be a player that wants to make this roster in multiple different facets. Now, maybe when his rookie deal's up, he'll probably look for something full-time, and I don't think anybody would kill him if he wanted to do that. But, again, he's great here. From what he does, he's great. I love it. Man, he got an interception in the NFC Championship game. I love what he does for our beloved Detroit Lions. And that really, it shows the type of character he is and how much he learns by doing multiple positions. And he's just he's a good, solid player. He's good at what he does. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's solid. And if you have an injury to Jack or if you have an injury to Derek, bring in Malcolm on that linebacker court. He's a great backup. I mean, he's going to be in situationals in all the games. I just don't think he's the end-all, be-all. I don't think he's DeAndre Levy. I don't think he's going to be the greatest linebacker in the world, and I think he got proclaimed that a little bit. And honestly, I think that hurt him because if we actually judged him just as a rookie, a 6th-round pick when we got him till now, I don't think anyone would ever call him overrated, be underrated. But when we drafted this guy, a lot of people make it a big fuss about how he is going to be the guy. I didn't agree with that. I think he's a role player, and this is exactly where he is, a good role player. Folks, we are dropping videos every single day, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Multiple content creators going to be on here now very soon. So if you want to hear from multiple perspectives, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button right now. And with that said, folks, adios.